Good afternoon, welcome to the 31st Annual Michigan Jazz Festival. We're so glad to have you here, and we know that you're going to enjoy the music and the entertainment. This is the Jazz Talk stage, and what we do here are interviews with Detroit jazz musicians, leaders, celebrities, and also we have authors, producers that will show presentations about their books a little later on. But our interviewing is done by Mr. George Sinnott, who's right in front of me. George is a successful entrepreneur from Lake Orion, but his real passion is music. And he is a lead saxophone player and music arranger for the Starbusters Big Band and a number of other bands I know you played with too. He has his own TV interview show, which I think originates in Lake Orion. Right. And George has interviewed just about anybody who is anybody in the jazz scene in Detroit. And we're glad to have him with us. Our guest this hour, interviewee, is none other than David Tatrow, trumpet player extraordinaire. For those of you, I think everybody in this room knows who he is, but I'll go through it anyway. Dave is the co-founder, leader, and chief cook and bottle washer of the best festival band in the United States. It was Wally's Warehouse Waste. It was the second iteration, and the original one was the New Reformation Jazz Band. Did I get that right? And they played in festivals all the way down to Florida, California, East Coast, and who knows where. But David was the glue that kept that band together, and he's still playing today. He's also one of the most genuinely funny people I've ever met, and you're going to find him very entertaining. Okay, I'm also proud to call him my friend. So. A couple of other notes. Please silence your cell phones. And secondly, we have a merchandise table, several of them actually, and some terrific swag, so please stop by and buy one of everything, and maybe two, because you never know what the size is. Be sure to make a donation at one of our headquarters tables. This festival is free, but it's not cheap. So we depend upon and count on your donations to keep this going. And I think this year's buzzword is give a Hamilton to keep it happening. So that's your clue. When you're leaving, there's an exit survey. And somehow you get to it on the QR code that's on your program. Don't ask me how, but it's possible. But we'd appreciate it if you would take the survey, tell us what you like, tell us what you didn't like, and we'll try and improve and do better the next time. So with all that being said, please help me introduce my good friend, great musician, Dave Tatrow.
Hey! Welcome, Dave. Hi, George. Great to have you here.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's talk a little bit about Dave Tatrow. Tell me about the first time you picked up a trumpet.
Let's see. First time I picked up a trumpet. Do you know how old I am? I can't remember. I think it was probably in the 6th grade.
6th grade.
I think so, yeah. And then I put it right back down. But I picked it up. I was in a grade school band.
Okay.
Decided I wanted to play trumpet.
So you like the trumpet versus the saxophone, for example, or the devil's horn, the saxophone?
No, I prefer the saxophone, but I took up trumpet. Wish I took the saxophone. I came from a family of banjo players. My uncles and my father played banjo. They were all musicians. And so I learned early on that playing banjo wasn't that hip, so I decided to play the trumpet. Plus, I had a guy in high school that was kind of my hero. His name was Charlie Lewis. I've talked about him before. But Charlie was a very, very good player for his age. And he was had a little Dixieland band in school called Saints and Sinners. Anyway, he inspired me
My
to.
first band was Sinnott and the Saints.
Well, there you go. Look where we ended up.
Yeah, right.
So that's how I started to play. And I played throughout high school, played football and played band. And
You did both.
I did both. I didn't play marching band because I didn't want to.
That's a lot of work.
I can't do that. Going up and down the football field was enough. I couldn't march in halftime too, you know. We lost every game as it was, so I mean, I couldn't stress myself any more than that, so. But yeah, then I played a year in college, and then I dropped out, had a family. And
But you kept playing all the way through this, right? You didn't drop out playing the trumpet.
no, you know, financially I couldn't afford to stop playing. That was, in my career, I made literally tens of hundreds of dollars playing the trumpet.
I've been there. I can tell you all about that.
I know. But no, I've played solid since 1965.
Okay.
And did everything from, like everybody else, starting out, you know, the wedding receptions and American Legion Hall and,
Yep.
and
Moose Hall.
Moose.
2 years at the Moose Hall, 2 years at the DFW, 2 years.
Wedding reception,
Yeah,
birthday
yeah.
parties, everything else. And then moved on to, about 1970, started playing lounges. I was considered to be a lounge lizard.
Lounge lizard.
I had a leisure suit and platform shoes and that. Yeah, everything was good, you know. And I was kicking
I'd like to
everything.
see you in that afro.
I got pictures, I can prove it. I was singing Proud Mary and doing all the stuff.
Well, the hip tunes of the day.
Yeah. And playing Roberta Flack, everything was going on, so
Yeah.
it was great. Then I got into 1979. Well, I started with Dixieland band about 75, and with some older guys. And in 79, I joined the New Reformation Dixieland band. It was a good traditional jazz band based out of Saginaw. It was established in 1970, and Dave Opperman, the leader of the band, put together a whole new band in 1979, and within a couple of years, we were out on the festival circuit.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Do you have any connections? Do you have any connections to get? That's a difficult circuit to get into, I understand.
well, actually, Keith DeWitt, he was a great trombone player, played a lot with Jack Teeter.
Right.
And Keith was the Flint City cop. We called him Officer Friendly. And he was a great trombone player, but he had worked with other groups, playing some festivals, Big Spiderback Festival out in Davenport.
Been there.
And so he had a connection with some people out there. That got us into the Spiderback Festival. And then after we got in there, Dave Opperman, the leader of the group, was a wonderful frontman in terms of MC, very funny cat. Plus, he was a good businessman, and he started promoting the band. And we went from Spiderbeck Festival in 1981 to the following year we went to Sacramento Jazz Jubilee, Sacramento, California, and then after that, this just started. The festival started rolling in. So. I can't remember how many festivals we did. I was on the festival circuit from about 1981 to 2023. So,
Okay.
like 40 years
Yeah.
out on festival circuit, flying every weekend, going here and there. Been able to do a lot of jazz cruises all over the world, taking fans with us, and
But you used a lot of different cats that you're playing, right? Or did you say it was pretty much the same group?
we had different, over the years, people come and go.
Right.
And, but the final version that we had, late 1990, about 1995 to 2000, was one of our more successful versions we had. And half the guys were from the Grand Rapids area, the other half were from this side of the state. And we decided to bring a young guy on clarinet, Dave Benjamin, into the band. He'll never mount the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's doing all the festival circuits, right?
Oh yeah, he's great. Dave worked with us for,
He started with you when he was how old?
he was 14.
I thought you were going to say he was still in diapers.
Well,
Well, he might have been, I don't know.
14 years old, and just an amazing talent. We took him out to Redding, California, to a festival, never had a rehearsal. And by the way, it turned out, because we had to ask his parents, obviously, before you had a 14-year-old
Right.
cross state lines. And it turned out that his father, Mike Bennett, is a cousin to my wife Kathy's cousin husband. So we were almost, we knew each other, but we didn't know each other. You know? So they signed the papers and packed the kids' lunchbox and books and sent them with us out to the West Coast. And young man played, I think, 9 or 10 shows, never repeated a tune without music. You know, he cut every tune. So yeah, he was great. So yeah, we had different guys come. He was followed up by Jim Snyder, clarinet from Winter Garden, Florida. Played many years with Al Hurt. A lot of my guys in Wally's Warehouse Waves, and ended up, I hired them out of Disney.
Now, Warehouse Waves came after
I left New Reformation Band in 2000, and I started Wally's Warehouse Waves in 2001. Our first festival was right after 9/11. It was down at Suncoast Festival in Clearwater Beach.
I saw you guys out in Davenport, all these Warehouse Waves.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year it was, but anyway, that was the first time I heard you
It
guys.
didn't make any difference what year. It's the hottest place on earth, man.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's on the banks of the Mississippi River, and the heat and the humidity and the mayflies.
Yeah.
It's, remember one time we played, every other year, National Public Television would be there filming PBS. And they always had, aside from the lights on this big marble outdoor stage, they had their own lights because it was being filmed by television cameras. So that added about 30 degrees more heat, and it was hot. It was over 100 degrees anyway. And back in the day, before you go on stage, they take your drink order. What would you like to drink? And of course, well, I'll take a draft beer, or I'll have whatever. They had it all. They had bars, so they don't do that anymore. And so in that heat, I thought, boy, that beer's gonna taste pretty good. Well, what I didn't realize is that really you should have water so you don't dehydrate,
Right.
And anyway, I got pretty sick with the heat and everything else. Went back to my hotel and just would sleep until my next show. And then when I seen it on television, it was some of the best playing I ever did.
Is that right?
Yeah. So anyway, just let that be you just never know, beer's not all that bad for you. It's not good for you physically, but playing wise, it can help. So.
You can help a little bit. Take away a little bit of the.
Yeah, that's all right, yeah, that's right. So. But anyway, yeah, had a lot of great players come through the band, and at this point, I'm just kind of in the twilight of a mediocre career, and I'm just kind of laying back and,
Enjoy life.
Just, yeah, we did, I think, 38 jazz cruises around the world, and we've been all over, been to North Africa and Mediterranean, been to Tahiti, and a couple trips to Hawaii, Alaska, all through the Caribbean, did the Millennium Cruise down the Amazon River in 1999, and we thought the world was going to come to an end, but it didn't. And, we were on an old Greek ship that we were more concerned about sinking, So anyway, yeah, we did a lot of great things, did a lot of recordings, had a lot of great musicians.
So who are some of those musicians that you worked with? I know you worked with Bob Draga.
Yeah.
He's a character, was a character.
Yeah, Bob just passed away.
Yeah.
Lost so many of our great players. Vince O'Keefe was our original reed player from the New Reformation Band. He was a PhD at the University of Michigan Flint in the music department. And he's no longer with us, but he was a fine musician. He used to arrange for symphony pops concerts.
Really?
Yeah, we do a lot of pops concerts with symphonies all over the country.
Really?
And yeah, it was great. And we called him the reed player because he's the only one in the band that could read music.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to be fun. Played some fine symphonies. And then Keith DeWitt, obviously, is renowned throughout the festival circuit as being one of the best trad Dixieland
Oh yeah.
trombone
He was a great player.
Great player. He's still with us, not playing anymore. Nick Opperman played banjo and guitar with the original version of Rock. He passed away a few years ago. Milt Cernick, our drummer from Grand Rapids, he passed. Frank Steed passed away last year, our bass player. So
I love Frank.
Frank was great.
Love Frank.
Frank was one of the finest natural players that I've ever worked with. He was just a fun guy, and he was funny, But basically, we were just we were there to have a good time and just play good music. It was all off the top of our head. We did not have any written arrangements.
No charts.
No charts. I called it Loosey Goosey.
Yeah.
It was our Loosey Goosey show.
Well, that's the traditional jazz.
That's traditional jazz.
That's traditional jazz.
I never wanted to tell anybody or how to play or what to play,
Right.
If I didn't like what they did, I'd just find somebody else, But
Yeah.
if there was somebody that fit,
Right.
then, I never wanted to tell anybody how to approach a tune. If they were good musicians at all, everything would fit in.
Sure.
Typically did, So, anyway, just had a great time. Bill Meyer was in here a bit ago.
Yeah.
For Lonnie's Boston's interview with you. Bill did several festivals with Wally's.
He just played up at Petoskey.
He was with me up at
Yeah.
Terrace at Petoskey
Yeah.
this last spring, yep. And did a recording with Wally's back in early 2000s. It's called Knock Your Socks Off.
I got that on.
Yeah, and he did some wonderful things. He did a tune called Rag Rap that he wrote. And it was a combination of traditional jazz and rap music. And it was cute,
I love his other one is, I love a piano.
Love the piano.
That's a great one.
Bill's a fine musician. We were talking before about me playing, I think, one of the first, if not, I think it was the first festival here, way back, obviously, 31 years ago.
Right.
And the Chuck Moss Paint Creek Jazz Band. And I was trying to think about who may have been on that job. And when Bill walked in, that reminded me that Chuck used several fine piano players. He used Carey Price a lot,
Yeah.
on vocals.
Right.
But also Bill Meyer worked with us a lot, as did Chuck Robinette, late Chuck Robinette. And so I can't really remember who was on this gig. And I think, looking back, I don't know if it was Don Mayberry on bass or if it was Bill Foley on bass. I can't remember.
All great players.
I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Yeah, all great players, all great players. And I've been really blessed to have been able to work with so many great players. You were talking about George Benson, saxophone George Benson.
Yeah, saxophone George.
I love George Benson. He was such a gentleman and such a pleasure to work with. He just, what do you want to play, George? I don't care, man. He said, you just pick the tune and so I just picked the song and he just played it. He was wonderful.
Yeah.
The same with Johnny Trudell. I got to be friends with Johnny the last few years before he passed. Him and I did a few things, quartet gigs with two trumpets.
Really?
And that was pretty special. He was being a lead trumpet player, allowing another trumpet player to kind of sit alongside and play.
Yeah.
At that point in the game, neither one of us had any egos, so we just played, and I enjoyed his playing, and I think he enjoyed doing, listening to what I was
He had a
doing.
trad jazz band going for a
Yes, he
while.
did, yeah.
And it was that was mostly reading.
Yeah,
But that was a good band.
yeah. Wonderful musicians down here, though. And live up in Otisville, a little town of 850 people. And we don't have any musicians besides me, but we've got a woman, she's gone now, but she gives piano lessons. But she died a long time ago. I'm the only musician out there.
You can always say you're number one.
I am.
That's like me. I graduated from a class of 8 in high school. I can always say I was in the top 8 of my class. Right?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, music is fun. Music is fun. It's been a lot of fun in my life, and I'm sure without music, your life would have been a lot duller.
Oh boy, I tell you. It got to the point where we were traveling so much. I had a day gig, obviously.
You were the mayor, right?
No, I was public works director and village manager in Otisville.
Okay.
I was up there for 39 years, and then I left there and went up to Reese, just east of Saginaw. I was their village manager there for 6 years. So I had 45 years in local government. But people always ask me, are you a full-time musician? I said, I'm going to tell you something. If you see a musician that's fat, he's got a day gig, or he's got a wife that's got a good job.
You got it.
And I said, but it got to the point, truly, that we were traveling so much that I told my wife, Kathy, I can't remember where we've been.
Yeah.
And when you've been to some of the most beautiful places in the world, and all of a sudden everything kind of
Comes together.
runs together, you say, wow, if you can't remember it, it's like, what good is it doing it? It makes kind of no sense. The playing was always fun, man. I always loved playing. I never loved the driving. Oh, the driving.
Right,
Especially
flying going to airports today is a real pain.
I never minded sitting in an airport watching people. I can watch people.
Yeah.
But the impact that a little seed, that's why I always took Kathy with me, because she was small. And I always made her sit in the center, so I never had a big person. Now, there could have been a big person on the other side of her, you know?
She got
squished there, you know? But, oh yeah, flying was just terrible. We used to fly out, I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of flights I took over the years, you know? But, gotta get there, you know?
Right.
Gotta get there.
Right.
And in the fall of the year was always festival season. So I'd go to work Monday morning, and Thursday night I'd fly out to California or Oregon or somewhere, because there was always festivals going on there in September, October, November, you know. And then after the first of the year, we'd have the Midwest festivals like Decatur, Illinois, we'd always take a bus full of fans, and we'd drive out there. It's only, I don't know, 500-600 miles, but there's always a blizzard. It was always blowing snow across these flat cornfields, and you know, one time they closed the expressway down. We were forced to go in to a restaurant and just drink.
What a shame that was.
Well, yeah, we had to get off the bus where we were drinking, and we had some great times.
Great stories on the road, I'm sure.
Great times, man. Great times.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Dave? Yes.
5 favorite songs to play. Yours.
5 favorite songs to play?
That you like to play. No particular order.
You know what? I've had that asked me before, and it's like people will say, "Who's your favorite trumpet player? Who's your favorite musician, piano player, whatever?" And what it comes down to is it's not whether they're fantastic players or not, but how it affects you, their playing. It's the same way with songs. It's hard because I know hundreds, maybe thousands of songs and melodies.
I know.
And to be able to pick out, say 5,
1.
pretty tough to do, you know. Styles, now you start looking at styles.
All right.
You know, some nice swing things or ballads or something like that, you know. I like anything that has a beautiful melody and has a bridge to it. I want something more than just 3 chords, you know. I want something that's...
You don't like Indiana, then?
Huh?
The song Indiana, you don't like that one?
Back home again? Yeah.
There's no richness.
Yeah, I know. They talked about the Wabash. And Wabash is a river, so there's a bridge on the river somewhere. So I don't know. I don't know.
Did you ever do a gig in a 100-year-old boathouse?
I did a gig at a 100-year-old boathouse. Sure, like best time I had in a long time. Yep, we've had great times. Met so many great people, including yourself and Sharon.
Thank you.
And Mike and Sally and Megan and Mike and my wife Kathy. I met my wife Kathy on a gig.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was wonderful.
How long have you been married?
2.
2 years?
Huh?
2 years?
Too long. No. Now, we're going to be married this year, let's see. One more trigger. I think 39 years, I think.
That's cool.
No, that's all right. She is really the heart and the soul behind the Waifs and the Reformation Band. She was the manager. She managed both of those bands, booked them, and damn near killed me, we were so busy. But she understood how to deal with festival directors, which I'm not built that way, she is.
She's a good negotiator.
Yeah, and as well as hiring musicians. She had a real knack for knowing talent, She was responsible actually for bringing Dave Bennett into the band. It wasn't me, it was her. I didn't cut him any slack. But one of the young people that, when I was with the New Reformation Band way back when, was filled in for me when I was busy doing something. Would drive up from the Dearborn area, and that was John Eric Kelso.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was 18 years old,
Really?
Yeah, he was my son.
He's doing all right today.
He's doing pretty darn good. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Pretty proud of all those guys. They've worked very hard and been dedicated to their craft. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But I got to give my wife a lot of credit.
She's got to be good to keep you in line.
Well, never go to bed, never ever go to bed angry, George. That's the whole secret behind a happy marriage. That's why I've got a comfortable recliner. That's right, man. I have a comfortable recliner.
That's a good way to go. Any other questions? Yeah.
You are my favorite trumpet player because I never know what to expect next. It's not. You seem to be improvising all the time when you play. Is that true?
Am I improvising all the time when I play?
You play. I know what tune you're playing, but then you do other things that are just surprised.
Well, it's because I'm borderline mentally ill. I've never taken myself serious when it comes to the music. When I first started listening to music back when I was like 7 years old, my sister had some LPs. One was Louis Armstrong. It was an LP called, and I told you the story before, it was an LP called The Bastard Saps that he did over in Europe in 1956, 57. Outstanding. And I listened to that, and I used to listen to it all night long, had the arm off of the Victrola so that I'd play all night and go back and, I actually wore it out. But there was something about the humor, not just of Louis, the way he presented the music, but you could hear it in the music itself, and that really affected me, He didn't take himself real serious, although he was dead serious about the quality of his work. I mean, he was a craftsman. I mean, he was brilliant, but he still allowed himself to have fun. As did Dizzy Gillespie. Gillespie was a funny cat, But thank you. And improvising, especially when you're working with musicians that will follow, there's no better feeling in the world than to be playing along and you have confidence that if I want to pull something out and play something, those guys are going to be right behind me. Conversely, there's not a worse feeling when you're playing along and you know that they can't do it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you try to get out of the song or whatever. And, I've been in situations before, way back when, dealing with people that were reading music that I was working with.
Yeah.
And somehow
You vary a little bit and they're lost.
they weren't lost. They kept right on going.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But, all of a sudden, I'm done, they're still playing, And those days, those were the beginnings. My first 20 years of playing, I
Yeah.
had a lot of those days. So that's why I appreciate the good times when people are so talented, you know, and just to be able to have talented musicians around me. It's so much fun.
Anybody else? Questions? Well, Dave, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, George.
Appreciate that.